This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Now, as far as the new stuff that has come out, today we heard Haason Reddick has requested a trade from the New York Jets, and this is just absolutely absurd considering where this guy was just a few months ago. He comes into training camp. He has this whole spiel of, or I shouldn't say training camp. He comes into the press conference after we traded for him, and they ask him about his contract. All right, are you going to hold out? Are you looking for a new contract? Is it a one-year deal? Are you looking for some? Oh, I'm on my contract. I'm going to be here no matter how long I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be on the field. All that good stuff. That was a lie. I feel like Maury right now. It's ridiculous. That was like, to go back on that kind of thing is really frustrating from a fan perspective, first and foremost. Now, I can rationalize it from like a football player standpoint. Like, you got to get your money while you can because it's the not-for-long league, and I understand that side of things. I saw someone comment, if Haason Reddick wanted to play on this current contract, he'd be playing in Philadelphia. And the overarching sentiment of that stance, I believe. I think if he was happy with his contract, he would have stayed in Philadelphia. Now, the part that falls apart in that argument is that Philadelphia didn't have a crazy ton of cap space, and by signing Bryce Huff, they could sign him to a new deal and drop that initial base salary for that first year of his contract, and it's really not that bad. With Reddick, they could cut him and save that $15 million, but you couldn't hold on to him because you didn't have the cap space. The Jets, on the other hand, have this cap space because we traded away John Franklin Myers, because we had the extra cap space in the arsenal. We have the ability to take on this contract and basically tell tell Haason Reddick, look, dude, we've got your rights. You want to have more guaranteed money, something like that? You got to play ball with us. We hold all the cards right now. And I'm sure that didn't sit well with Reddick. Or at least maybe that's what, maybe he's thinking of it behind the scenes, and he's like, this kind of stinks. We wind up trading JFM, and now all of a sudden, the leverage has changed. The Jets really got to win a Super Bowl. Now's the time for me to make this move, to hold out. And Frankie from Flatbush said it in the last stream that we were in, that his agents are no dummies. And my initial thought was his agents are dummies. And if his agents are not dummies, that means Haason Reddick is the dummy. He's the one causing all of it. So I don't know who you're getting your information from or who you're getting your advice from, but ask Le'Veon Bell exactly how much he feels he benefited from sitting out an entire year. He lost an entire salary. Are you going to sit down and say, hey, I'm 30 years old, $15 million, screw that. I'm going to get a nice contract at the end of this. Someone's going to pay me. There's already rumors your ass sat out, or at least took your foot off the gas at the end of last year. You didn't have a single sack in the final 4 games of the season, Haason Reddick. And then there was rumors and rumblings about teammates and players not really loving him, and we kind of made a little bit of fun of it. They had said he was chasing sacks. Look, it's his job to get sacks. I'm not going to ding him for that. But if his stats are slightly inflated and he was trying to take his foot off the gas, not to mention he took it way off the gas in the last 4 games, and then you have all this going on, who the hell's going to pay you $25 to $28 million a year next year? Sorry, asshole. You're going to have to go and wait. You got to go through this whole year. You got to play for the Jets if you want to get a big contract next year. And forget a long-term deal. Joe Douglas is not signing that. I hope he doesn't sign it. As a Jet fan, I don't want to see Haason Reddick here for longer than this year. You can go back to my initial video where I said, this doesn't feel good, because it either means we're going to sign him to a long-term deal, and I don't like that, or it's going to feel good because he's on a 1-year contract and we're going to recoup this 3rd-round pick at the end of the year. So I think Joe Douglas was thinking that way, and we're just going to let his ass ride off into the sunset after this season, and it wouldn't have mattered. He can get his contract. We get the dude competing right now to get the contract he wants. And that's the type of player that I do want. But Haason Reddick doesn't want that contract. Didn't want that contract coming in. He's from Philadelphia. Wanted to play in Philadelphia. So, in my mind, I'm just super sour. I'm super sour on this. I would not guarantee Haason Reddick his money right now. He's got to show up to camp, even if he does a hold-in. You do a hold-in, you start having conversations, you start showing up to the meeting room. Now we'll have a conversation. You want to guarantee your contract for injury? Sure. You want to add incentives? You know what? If you're going to add incentives to raise your contract up, if you take plays off or you wind up having some type of detriment, I want something knocked back the other direction. I don't think you have earned the undying loyalty of the Jet fans and of this front office. You went back on your word, and to me, long-term deal or 2-year contract or whatever, off the table. I would not consider it in the slightest. Our BetUS sponsor, head over to BetUS, link in the description down below. They'll match your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. They'll give you a 125% bonus match. I have my top 5 bets down in the description down below. You can check those out, see if you want to join me in rooting for some stuff season long. I'll show you guys some of them later on. But I want you guys to click on the link if you guys want to give me some feedback on those 5 particular wagers. Which ones you like the most, which ones you don't like the most. But plus 160 for Aaron Rodgers to throw 30 touchdowns this year. I think it is a sure win. It's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers, we're going to finally break our touchdown record. It's not going to be Fitzpatrick. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers at the top of the list. He's going to have like a zillion touchdowns, rounding up to the nearest zillion. And then we're going to have 4,200 yards, something like that. That's the kind of season I want to see from him. 30 touchdowns, more than possible with this particular unit.